This is the brand new Stages Cycling Android app. So it's used to connect to the Stages Cycling left crank arm based power meter. So you can see I have the Stages power meter, which is this little box on the back side of the left crank arm. And it communicates to most head units with ANT+, but also Bluetooth 4.0 low energy, which is what it's using here on my phone. So this app was just released very recently, and you can see that it's recognized my power meter. So if I tap on it, it's not going to show any power or cadence data because obviously I'm not riding right now. But there, it just connected, and now I have a few options. Let's see, if I click on 0 reset, it will show a few interesting things. So temperature, 75 degrees, which sounds about right. So this is a temperature compensated power meter. So as you go from inside to outside, or as the temperature changes on tall climbs, from the top of a mountain to the bottom of a mountain, the temperature will change, which will throw off the strain gauges. So it compensates automatically with the temperature calibration. We have tools, so it will check different information here, crank length, and then the parameters that it uses for computing how much the crank arm bends. And then the last major option is firmware update, which I have not done yet. So this lets you actually update the software on your crank arm. So I have the factory firmware that came straight out of the box. I've never updated it. So let's see what happens if I click on update. It says I'm about to update to that version. It may take several minutes. Are you sure you want to continue? I'll click yes. So this is pretty crazy when you think about it. So I'm using this phone to download new firmware from the internet, and then it's going to upload it wirelessly to the crank arm of my bicycle. It just is crazy technology when you think about it. So it's going through the process here. I'm not sure how long it will take. We've got a little progress bar going across. So it's going through this process, and it shouldn't take too much longer. Okay, it says firmware upgrade complete. It's been successful. So now it's reconnecting, and I assume basically the only thing that changed is the number at the bottom of the screen will show the current firmware version. Yep, 2.0.51. Okay, and previously it had the battery level in the lower right corner. I'm not sure why that's not showing now. But it was showing the battery level, which was clear full. Anyway, that is the Stages Power app. I don't think there's a whole lot more to it than that. So it does the job, and it lets you update the firmware, which previously has only been available on the iPhone. So now all Android users can update their power meter, and there's the battery status back in the lower right corner. So that's pretty convenient. And also, while I'm doing this little bonus, I have the Ride with GPS app, and this app allows you to connect the Bluetooth power meter to it, which I've only done once, and my experience was pretty negative because the power reading dropped out and it wasn't very consistent. But let's see, I can't even figure out where it is, but this app does allow you to record power data from this Bluetooth power meter if you so choose.